The proposed class is aimed at students early in their college careers and international students. Traditional information literacy instruction can be seen as a one-size-fits-all proposition because all students need to be able to use the same resources, and to do that they must implement similar strategies. The result of this thinking is that substantially similar instruction is being given to students at all levels, and it is leaving some students behind. Students who are at the beginning of their college careers and international students are two groups that have been specifically impacted by this thinking, creating a need for instruction that is aimed specifically at these groups. This instructional workshop is designed to teach students the basic information literacy skills that they will need to be successful. This unit of instruction is designed for learners who are at the beginning of their college career or who are unfamiliar with the library. They have been admitted to an open enrollment university. There are very minimal expectations for students who are going to be taking part in this instruction. It assumes basic computer skills, such as opening a window, navigating to a specific web page, and conducting a basic search. Knowledge of how library catalogs and web pages operate is helpful and can commonly be expected, but those things are not necessary for this class, as the instructor will be able to explain things in depth as needed. For international students, a knowledge of written and spoken English is assumed. There are three distinct skills that students will need to master in order to be successful at a university: how to find electronic information, how to find information that can only be found in physical form, and how to properly assess information for inclusion in college-level research. This unit of instruction is designed to be modular and to allow for the expansion or contraction of these specific units to meet the needs of the instructor who is bringing his or her class to the library, and the students who are in the class. Since there is a limited time, 1 to 1.5 hours, the concepts remain broad but could be made more specific if the needs of the class demand it. The first step in the instruction workshop is assessing the students' familiarity with the library by simply asking them if they've used the library. This will accomplish a twofold objective: let the instructor know the level of knowledge of the students, and to show the students that it's okay for them to be unfamiliar with the library, because many of their peers probably are too. Once that assessment has been made, you can begin the instructional workshop. The first concept to be taught is basic database searching and the use of the library website. For this, you will need a projector that shows the instructor workstation to the students, and the students will need to have computers that are connected to the internet that they can use to conduct their own searches. First, you will introduce the website and the main search boxes available from the home page. Introduce LibGuides and the information that can be gleaned from them. This includes books and ebooks on the subject, how to contact a subject librarian if you need more information, and library databases. From the LibGuide, the instructor will enter a general database on a given subject and have students enter the database using their own computers. Then, the instructor will enter a general subject, preferably one that was given to them by the students, into the search box, and then use this general search to show the different ways in which the students can get articles, including full text, physical access, and interlibrary loan. It will also be used to show functions within the database like search limits, citation, and how to email searches to yourself. The interlibrary loan process should be explained in some depth for when students are not able to find full text of articles. This includes using the A to Z journal list and the interlibrary loan form. Then, students should be taught subject searching using Boolean search terms. The basics of Boolean searching will be shown to the students using a more specific search term that requires Boolean searching. It should be limited, however, to quotation marks, and searches, or searches, and the wildcard symbols. More advanced Boolean searching is not appropriate at this level. Then, the students will conduct their own search for the topic of their choice. The instructor during this time is expected to check in with each student to ensure that they're conducting a proper search and suggest different techniques when necessary to help the student learn how to properly search in a database. Students should email at least one search result to their instructor. Then the class will move on to the basic use of the library catalog to locate books and journals. The same simple search phrase from the database search will be used in the catalog search. The results will be used to show the parts of the record, including location, call number, and bibliographic information. Because this is a class with limited library experience, each concept should also be explained, especially call number and what bibliographic information can give to the student. Then, the instructor should demonstrate an author search and a title search, and show the students the A to Z list for subject and title searching. The students should then be allowed to make a search for their own phrase in the catalog in order to locate a physical book or journal in the library. Once they have found the record for that, they'll be released for 15 minutes to find the book on the shelf and then bring it back to the classroom. Once all of the students have returned with their books, a library tour will be given to complete the class. The library tour will necessarily be abbreviated to fit into the time allowed by the classroom, but it will show students the physical location of books, journals, and other library materials and expand upon the knowledge that they gleaned from finding their own book on the shelf. The tour will focus on locations where students can ask for help, including the reference desk, reference phones, and the location of other members of the staff who are willing to help students when needed. In order to guarantee learner participation, it is important to have students provide the information that is used in the various searches that are run during the instruction phase of the workshop. This helps them to see the way that searching works in a real-life setting. It helps the students not only to see how a search is run, but the inevitable hiccups of live searching in front of a group of people helps them to understand that a successful search does not have to be fully linear, and even an expert will have to deal with some problems along the way, but will be able to eventually find their intended results in spite of those problems. The section of the class dedicated to finding the book on the shelf will help the students to connect with the skills needed to find information, and often allows students to learn to use Boolean searching to find the information they need. This unit of instruction will be delivered in person and will make extensive use of the computer projected to students. In-class instruction will be supplemented with 1 to 2 handouts that outline the specific skills that will be taught, which include how to search for a book or other material through the library catalog, and how to find an article using a variety of databases. Since this class will be taught to a student population that might not be familiar with or proficient with computers and other online resources, an online learning management system will not be used to deliver course content. There are several expectations of this workshop. First is that the students will be expected to email an article or other result found in a database to the instructor, which will prove that they are able to operate a database to find a specific article. During the searching phase, the instructor will ensure that students are properly searching and employing Boolean search terms when necessary. The students will be expected to search for a specific book related to their discipline, then to find the physical book on the shelf and return to the classroom with it. The students will participate in the tour, which will, through interaction, show that they have at least heard about the services that the library offers and the different places that those services are found. For evaluation, a simple evaluation form is preferred, like the one that's shown on your screen. It's delivered via computer through a file that is located on the desktop of all student computers. The instructor will direct students to the evaluation prior to releasing them from the course. The results are sent directly to the instructional coordinator and passed on to the instructor in aggregate form. Peer evaluations from other instructors are also an important part of the evaluation process and will be implemented several times per semester to ensure the success of the course and the continued development of the ideas as student needs change.